I've been investigating a number of designs for the court cards for the playing card art project I'm working on. I think I've got the general layout for most of the elements. I'm just not sure which way I want to go with the actual face for each royal, but at least wanted to share my progress. I've also got a couple tips and tricks I thought I'd share. Definitely not the tips and tricks I was talking about. For the court cards, this is the initial artwork I was playing with as of the last video. I've got some layouts I think I like. I started with the elements representing the rank and the suit through the center. I think this looks cool, but isn't very playable compared to the classic deck, where the rank and suit are in the upper corner. Makes it easier to spot during play. Why screw with a proven design? My latest concepts follow this choice, as you can see here. One of the things I'm investigating is having the cards bidirectional. I think that's the term, on the y-axis of the card. I've got this idea of stacking the hexagons to have that bidirectional. Don't really like that, but it's still possible. And this idea using the hexes top and bottom with some in the middle, I got a couple ideas of that here also. I think that's more of design I want to go with. I also want to have the eyes, because the one-eyed jacks, hearts, jack of hearts, and jack of spades, these can mean specific things in different games. So I want to make sure to have some sort of way of representing two eyes or one eye. I'm also playing with what signifies the different royals. For the queens, this larger hexagon representing their crown. The kings, the smaller crowns, and for jacks, it's still a work in progress. I've got some ideas here, but I'm not sure if I really like those. An idea for Suicide King, forget the extra eyes. Another queen with a big diamond. So playing around with those. Then there's this page. Has a couple important things going on with it. It was my first attempt at getting a template for the full card layout, measuring out what an actual size of the card so I can arrange the elements. And so a card fits right in there. And so this will be the layouts of the rank and suit. And I've got this middle portion here I'm playing with. And this one, I put in this hexagon and just started doodling and came up with this queen face, and I like it. I like it, but I don't know yet if I want to mix the style that I've been working towards and this. So maybe I'll try both of them and see what happens. But I do like how this turned out. It's kind of fun. And definitely these having these templates really helps. To get all these guidelines in, I have created I'm in the process of creating this template form. And how it works is you just have a page and you line it up like so, and you can draw them out. Here, let me demonstrate. Alright, so it's easier if with a torn out page, so I can get these lines here. So I've torn out a page from my sketchbook, and as you can see, the lines go all the way through, and so there's going to be 4 slots here for cards. We don't have to do all of them, but what I can do is line up, like for example, I'll go ahead and draw out this first one. Okay, so there's upper corner, As you can see, I messed up. I got the wrong alignments, but just erased it real quick, and hopefully that works. It's also probably going to be off just a little bit because I didn't get exactly lined up, but for the most part, that's good enough for to have the dimensions of the card. And again, some margins that I've chosen to signify the placement of the Rankin suit, and then this middle area. So I have to add these other ones for these other card areas. But that's what I'm looking at doing. I'm using a Google Draw document for this. And if people are interested, leave a comment below and I can make the document shareable and do a video showing how it could be modified, because this is very specific with these outlines here to a 9-inch by 6-inch piece of paper. The main reason to do this is it makes iteration of the ideas much easier to just have these pre-drawn out. And what this also helps with is I don't have to measure the actual lines here and have tick marks and do straights and everything. I know it's going to be lined up as soon as I put the paper down. Another tip I wanted to share is how to create a hexagon that's bigger than the one that you have on your template. As you can see, this is the biggest one I have. I went ahead and pre-drawn XY axis here using my template. It's another good use, as I know that these are going to be square. We're going to have perpendicular lines here. And then I chose this 2.5 inch circle here. So you can also do this with a compass. I've always used these templates for this process. So then you just move your circle the same, in this case I'm using the same size, along the x-axis here till this new circle is, I guess, tangent to the y-axis here. And so I'm going to mark here and here. Those are the only two marks that I need. Those will make up the sides of the hexagon, and it's going to be pointing. The pointy ends are going to be here and here, so to speak. I'm going to move the circle template to the other side now and do the same thing. Make sure it's lined up. Make sure it's just barely touching that y-axis. Okay, so now I've got 4 tick marks. And now I just need to use the straight edge. I'll use my template again. And depending on your accuracy will dictate how accurate this whole process is. But again, for my purposes, I can usually get it good enough, or at least I remind myself it's good enough. Oh, that's good enough. As an example, or maybe it's not. Maybe my brain isn't going to let that go. No, my brain's not going to let that go. There, so I got my hexagon now, and it's I guess a 2.5 inch hexagon. Another thing you can do with this process is to use different size circles. And so this first circle is 2.5 inches. Let's use the what is this, the 1 5/8? Sure. And so I'm going to line it up. Those are my my corners, so to speak. Are corners only for rectangles, or do all shapes have corners? Is a corner a right triangle? I may have to look that up. Alright, it's kind of hard to see, I think, because they're merging with each other here. But this hexagon here, we got one that's longer, skinnier, using the 2 different size circles. Alright, thanks for your time. Maybe next video I'll have a full layout of some of the face cards, court cards, I've also been starting to mess around with some numbers. Also, you can't look at playing cards without running into cardology on YouTube. So yeah, I'm practicing that also. Anyway, it's not what I'm here for, but yeah, that's the thing. Alright, thanks for your time again. Have a good one. Bye.